She made us feel like pelicans. All right. Junkie Nation, what is going on? Gorgeous George and Ghost checking in again. Look who we brought back after a long time. It's Jessica Rose Clark, Jessie Jess, who is now going to be fighting for Lion Fight at Lion Fight 75 here in Las Vegas on Saturday, September 23rd at the theater at the Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. You can catch the fights live on Fight TV, and that's at 8 p.m. local, 11 p.m. Eastern. Welcome back, Jessie Jess. How are you?
Thank you. Good. Thanks for having me.
All right. So, do we have an opponent yet? Because the last time I checked the website and I'm looking on Topology, I'm not seeing you matched up yet.
I don't know. I have no idea. I just know I'm fighting on September 23rd. I might not
Okay.
even know who I'm fighting until I get to the weigh-in. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Now,
Yeah.
let me ask you from an economical side. Let's just say they were to throw the world's baddest Muay Thai fighter at you. Wouldn't that be a different paycheck and agreement than someone that's 0-10? Maybe, I don't know
Yeah. Well, that's why they haven't solidified an opponent yet, because everyone that's volunteered has been like world champion Muay Thai fighters. So
Ah.
yes, I think because I've never, like, obviously I have combat sports experience, I have MMA experience, but I've never fought Muay Thai, so this is my debut in that sport. That's kind of been the hard part, is to find someone whose experience level makes sense for me to fight, but whose experience isn't all in the one sport that I'm just starting out in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, do they at least have names on standby if they haven't at least fit
Oh,
your criteria? I mean, you're
yeah,
gonna fight,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Like we have some names. It's just like who kind of says yes first, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not like there's no knowledge. Like I know who they're talking to.
Got it. Now,
Yeah.
you've been a free agent, I think, for about 3 or 4 months. Did
Yeah.
Lion Fight scoop you up and sign you to multi fights? Is this just a one stop? And I ask only because I wondered if you had considered bare knuckle, other MMA. Like, update us on how you feel about where you stand right now.
Yeah, so honestly, for the last probably 3 years, I've been kind of wanting to exit out of MMA and transition into Muay Thai and boxing. And then so when my contract ended after that fight in May, and I came back to CSA and I talked to coach, I think 2 weeks after, and he was like, well, there's a Lion Fight event. Originally, it was supposed to be, I think, August 12th was the event date. And he's like, there's a Lion Fight event on August. Do you want to fight on it? And I said, yeah, let's do it. And he called Scott straight away and was like, I have Jessie Jess. She's a free agent now. Like, do you want her? And he was like, yeah, let's do it. Um, so that was always the initial plan. We were talking about, do I want to go into pro boxing? Do I want to try to go to ONE FC? But I also felt like, the last few years, because I haven't particularly been enjoying MMA that much, like I am a little older and my body's just not holding up to the wrestling and that as well as it used to. And so it just took a lot of the love out of it. So I didn't really want to get stuck in that situation again where I was committed to a particular sport without trying a bunch of other ones. So the plan was always to do a Muay Thai fight first and then do a boxing fight and then kind of just test the waters in both and see what I enjoy more. I highly doubt it, but like I might hate fighting Muay Thai. I don't know. I doubt it because that's what I do every single day and I already know I love it, but I just didn't want to get stuck in the same sort of situation. So this lion fight one, I'm super excited about. What happens after that, I'm not entirely sure. Like coach and I kind of have a few different plans. It just really depends on how I feel after this fight.
This is what's called the follow-up question. What kind of plans? Can you share those?
Well, I really want to fight boxing as well. I really want to try my hand at pro boxing.
Okay.
Um, it's just like it would be super cool to go and fight for ONE FC. I know they've been talking about doing boxing as well. Like I've always wanted to fight the Muay Thai in the 4-ounce gloves. I
Yeah.
think that would be an amazing experience. But at this stage, honestly, like I was with the UFC for 6 years or whatever, and so committed to that, it kind of feels nice to not have to do anything right now. So that's why like
Right.
I didn't really want to, like we talked about, maybe trying to go to Bellator or something like that, but I just didn't want to be I didn't want to be locked into something. I've been locked in for the last few years, and I just wanted to have a bit of freedom and just do the things that I love to do, and not be so committed that if I decided I wasn't really enjoying it that much, I didn't want to have to keep fighting in any particular sport, if that makes sense. But I do
Yeah.
want to fight boxing after this one. I'm super excited to finally get to do Muay Thai. I've been wanting to do it since I've been at CSA. And then I think the next one after that, I'll try to get a boxing fight.
All right, cool. Now we'll come back to this lion fight in just a second, but I want to make sure, I guess, we get it all right here. So, for example, when Masvidal had Pearl Gonzalez boxing for him, you'd like to do something like that, or what
Yeah,
about like Paige Van Zant running back in bare knuckle? Like, are you open to bare
I'm
knuckle as
not fighting
well?
bare knuckle.
No
Absolutely
bare
not.
knuckle.
I'm not fighting bare
Oh,
knuckle. No, I'm not fighting
too
bare knuckle.
gnarly.
I have no desire to do it. Yeah, no, they'd have to offer me stupid money for me to even consider it. But I'm on camera for Harley Davidson every month. I have on-screen plans beyond fighting, and because I am
Mm,
36 this year, I'm not fighting for that much longer. So I'm not willing to risk the damage to my face, which is what's going to be on camera, just for a quick paycheck. So
got it.
obviously there's still the risk with boxing and Muay Thai, but in bare knuckle it's just bone on face. Like, it doesn't make. I don't want to be Luke Rockhold. I don't want to. I don't want to get cut. I don't want to be. I see how Taylor Starling looks after a fight. It's like I have no desire to do that, because
Mm,
my plan. Now that I'm at the end of my career, my plans beyond fighting involve me being as presentable as I can be on camera.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of scratching a couple itches that you've always had as you
Yeah.
slowly exit combat sports.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
still, especially now that I'm not wrestling, and Muay Thai is way, like, I'm able to train I feel like I'm able to train at a much higher level and intensity now that
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing striking sports than what I was when I was doing MMA, because MMA was just beating up my body so much, and I was struggling every day. Um, and so I think if I would stick to striking, I got a couple of years left in me. But that's also why I didn't want to sign and commit to another promotion long term, because I don't know how long I want to fight for. Like, I definitely, it'd be cool to have a bunch of Muay Thai fights with Lion Fight and win a world title would be sick. I'd love to have that.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to get a bunch of boxing fights and like try to get on MVP, try to get on Game Red Boxing, try to get on Misfits and those bigger promotions. I want to do that. I'd love to do all those things before I hang it up, but I'm kind of giving myself like the next 3 or 4 years to get all of that done.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now I do have more on camera stuff in the works. I do film every month for Harley Davidson. I do have, potential movie offers coming up. I have other television offers and stuff like that. So yeah, I just don't want to be too committed to anything, so I can just kind of just be free and do what makes me happy and what I want to do.
Last question regarding this topic of protecting the moneymaker.
Yeah,
I haven't covered a lion fight in a while. We love lion fight. We've seen them
yeah,
have some epic events here. But what I do remember, Jessica, is it can get pretty bloody and gory.
yeah.
Will there be elbows allowed in your match? Is there something that maybe? Well, oh, okay.
Hell yeah, of course there is. I'm not fighting Muay Thai without elbows.
Well, I wasn't sure because you were talking about the
Yeah,
cuts and protecting like I say,
yeah. No, absolutely. That's why I said, like, there's still the risk with Muay Thai. There's risk of
yeah,
getting cut in boxing. I've seen boxing fights where they've gotten cut a bunch of times from the gloves.
yeah,
But it's very different to being repeatedly punched in the face with bare
true.
bone. It's a very different story. Like there are also Muay Thai fights where none of the elbows connect, or they forget that they can throw elbows. So it's not like
Hmm.
a guarantee that you're going to get cut. Whereas in bare knuckle, it's pretty much a guarantee that your face is going to get pretty damaged.
Hmm.
Jesse, so one, as George mentioned, we love lion fight, and
Yeah.
early on in Muay Thai, when mixed martial artists would go over, one of the complaints that we would hear from them is, I don't get the scoring, and because the scoring's a little different, right? How
Yeah.
some things are valued more than others. What's your plan there? I'm sure you went over all that and all that, but overall, like, do you feel like you're going to have the same type of like nerves you would have going into an MMA fight? More, less? Does it feel more like at home, maybe?
That's a really good question. I'll address the scoring thing first, but my Muay Thai coach, obviously Coach Kirian at CSA has been like the head the guy for Muay Thai and MMA in America, sorry, for a long time. But we also have Coach Mao, who runs multiple Muay Thai gyms and has had like over 50 Muay Thai fights himself, has many fighters under him. So I work with him 3 times a week one-on-one, and we talk a lot about the scoring, and so that I can understand the sport, because it is very different to MMA. I don't know, like I think a lot of the anxiety that I was feeling, like a lot of the stress and the nerves and anxiety that I was feeling with MMA, was because I didn't really want to be there. I didn't really want to. I was going to retire before the Sarah Alpar fight. What was that, 5 fights ago? Like, that was going to be my last MMA fight. And then I continued for 4 fights after that, when I probably should have switched sports back then, because I just really wasn't enjoying it anymore. So I don't know, like I feel like this camp has been so much less stressful. It's been so free and so beautiful, and like I'm enjoying myself every day. I can only talk about camp right now because I haven't been to the fight yet or experienced that yet. But at this stage, I don't feel anywhere near the level of pressure and anxiety and stress that I would feel through an MMA camp. So I'm hoping that on fight night I'll be more relaxed, but I don't know. I'm really good at overthinking things and stressing myself out over nothing. So I can answer that properly after the fight happens.
You talked a little bit about post-fighting. If they were to give you your perfect scenario as far as acting, television, movies, is there a particular character or like a role that you would just love to play?
So I don't really want to do character acting. I have a few offers for movies now, but that is character acting, but that's not really what, I don't know, that doesn't really excite me that much. Like I'll do it just to experience it so I can say I've done it, but I more want to do hosting and presenting. Like right now I host a lot of stuff for Harley, and I love that. I love being on camera. I love talking. I love getting to like be myself and show my own personality. So I have a few ideas for shows that I would like to do. I just have to put myself around the right people to make it happen. But I think I'm going to do more presenting and hosting. But obviously, like if movies were what came up and what made sense financially and from a time perspective, I would do that. That's just not really what my interest is.
When I saw that on Instagram, I thought, man, it's too bad the show Mayans is ending, because I could have seen you in a role on a show like that, which I don't know if that
I would
would
do
have
something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
I would do something like that. Like, if they were doing another Mad Max, I would do Mad Max, stuff like that. But
Mad
but in
Maxine?
general, yeah, Mad Maxine. In general, something where I don't have to talk, like the Tom Hardy character where he had like 6 lines, perfect. But
wait, but your accent's what kills it. I mean I mean, not kills it good. I mean, like, I think they would want you to talk.
Yeah, I don't know. But
A badass fighter or a badass chick who can really fight and knows how to ride motorcycles, and I would think that once the accent starts flowing like that's what would probably make you more money.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Everyone I've thought, like the producers that I've talked to so far have told me I don't have to do an American accent, so I'm trying to stick to the Aussie as much as I can. But I really something like Mayans or that would be super cool. I'm really trying to there's like a bunch of stunt riders up here in the Bay Area that I'm trying to connect with to go learn how to do wheelies and jumps and burnouts and stuff like that. And I just want to, I don't know, I've spent so long doing things that I don't want to do because I felt like I had to do them, that now I really just want to do what makes me happy.
Can you answer the next question in an American accent?
Absolutely not.
I'll give you an easy one.
No, because I'm worried that if I try to do American accents, I'm going to start talking with an American accent, because I have way too many foreign friends that live in this country who now have American accents, and I'm doing the best I can to hold on to my Aussie accent. Yes.
Oh, wow.
I have a girl that I went to school with back home, lives in LA and has lived out here longer than me, and now she has, like, her accent's probably 60% American, 40% Australian. I'm trying real hard. I watch a ton of Australian shows. I listen to Australian music, like just trying to keep it strong.
Go have a few drinks with her in LA and watch how that accent kicks back. That usually does the trick. It's funny because on CNN there's a newscaster named Breonna Keeler, and she
Okay.
has no Aussie accent, but she's originally from Australia. She's one of their
Yeah.
lead anchors, and she
I didn't know
delivers
that.
the news. Yeah, she's from Australia
Yeah,
Oh
originally.
I think
wow.
so. Some people pick. Some people. I was just picking up a new exhaust for my bike the other day, out in SoCal, and when I was there, an Australian stunt rider turned up, but he lives in Australia, and he said that he thought my Aussie accent was stronger than his. And then the guy who does all parts and development for that company is Australian, but has lived in the US for 30 years. And he came out, and his Aussie accent was still super thick, you know? So I think it depends on the person, because my friend in LA, she sounds almost American now,
Hmm.
and she's been here maybe 10 years.
Okay. Well, I was only
Yeah.
going to ask you what you have for breakfast today, so you probably could have just got away with eggs. That would
Eggs,
have been it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was eggs and toast.
Hey, is Aussie, oi, 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 like, is that cool, or is that kind of like the
Yeah.
American equivalent of get him
No,
a
that's
body
cool.
bag? You know, those guys that get drunk up there and say stuff
Yeah.
like that.
No, that's cool. It'll happen.
Oh, it is
People will do
cool.
that at
I
sporting
wasn't
events
sure if
back
it was
home too.
like cool, like, or if there's more cool stuff, but that's just the
No,
more
that's
popular stuff.
no, that's like the Aussie war cry. Like that's a pretty standard Aussie war cry.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right. Okay. Well, about 10 years. I mean, I can't wait, to watch these fights. I won't be able to watch them in person, unfortunately, because I'm away that weekend. But I'm telling you, Lion Fight about 10 years ago was just cooking, man. It was really,
Yeah.
really like your teammate. I don't know if he's still there. Kevin Ross was headlining a lot of shows.
Yeah. He's
Um,
actually watching Kevin Ross online fight was how I found Coach Kirian, funnily enough.
really.
Oh,
Yes.
And I
That
remember
was
he
that
got
was
in,
that
in
was what
some
made me
bloody,
come here. Yeah.
yeah, some
yeah.
pretty bloody matches. Chris Cyborg. I'm just gonna give you the MMA
Yep.
names. Chris Cyborg, Angela Hill, Tiffany Van
Gaston
Soos was more
Bolanos.
Muay Thai, but
Yeah.
she did some MMA. Who goes?
Gaston Bolanos.
Gaston,
Gaston
yeah.
Bolanos. Hakeem Dawadu was on one of those cards. He just
Yep.
fought Cub Swanson.
Yep.
I mean, it was really, really fun times back then. And then they started traveling a little bit, so we wouldn't go as consistently. And then
Yeah.
combat sports just blew up. There's something every weekend, and you get pulled in
Yeah.
so many directions. So when Scott Kent reached out, man, I was so happy that I heard your name in the mix for
Yeah.
this card.
I'm pretty stoked. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm pretty happy they made me co-main event too, because it would have been like a little heartbreaking going from being in the biggest promotion in the world to then being like on an undercard on a Muay
Hmm.
Thai event, you know? So I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, it'll be cool. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. That's a really nice feeling because I haven't been excited to fight in a few years. So I'm happy that I'm excited about this one. Plus, my mum and my granddad are coming out from Australia, and I haven't seen them in 4 years. So I'm pretty pumped that they're going to be here
That's
for
awesome.
it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the little catch up we did here.
Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck with the rest of your camp, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Maybe it's
Yes, sir.
in the days leading up to. Again, we won't be able to attend the event, but again,
Yeah.
this was fun, and thanks for your time.
Thank you. Have a good